You are watching a master at work.
Hi guys, welcome to the Lupe Experience. I have a special guest
Hey
on the
guys,
show today.
my name is.
My name is
I'm
the man of mystery. I have no name.
I have no name. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. Guess right in the
Yes,
comments below.
exactly. And whoever wins gets a full
Yeah,
bottle.
just guess.
Gets a full bottle of Roger fragrance.
Yeah.
He's paying for it. No,
Yeah.
so.
Well, the usual danger. I pay and sell it for cheap. Yeah.
But welcome. What we're doing today is this is a podcast. It's basically we're titling it the podcast about nothing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna pick a topic and we're just gonna talk.
Just flow with it.
Yeah, and just flow with it.
There we go.
And we're gonna converse as if you guys are not there. So again, raw, uncut, unfiltered. Parental guidance is required. Parental advisory.
Keep
This
your
is
kids
R-rated.
unlocked. Don't worry
Keep
about it.
your
It's
kids away. This might get dangerous. It might
Yeah.
get gully. It might get ugly.
There might be fights.
There might be fights. Yeah, you never know.
There's a bee right here.
There's a
you
bee
know?
right
Oh,
there. You know,
okay.
anything can happen. So
That's graphics. You know.
So-
That's mission.
Aston came to visit me for the weekend.
Yeah.
And I just let them know your name. Damn it!
Ah,
Damn it!
started
I
again.
messed it up. Damn it.
See, that's what happens.
But
It's live, you know.
that's live, yeah.
You swear here, there,
Here and there.
unrevealed secrets and
Yeah,
stuff.
it happens. It
I get it.
happens.
But you know.
But
Yeah, why am I
my
here?
good
That's
buddy,
fine. Yeah.
came to visit me for the weekend, and we've been having a blast. Yesterday was off the chains. Like
Yeah.
as soon as you landed, we just straight to the city, going 100 miles per
That's it.
hour.
And when you say landed, the men just with the train.
No,
It sounds like
no,
it
it was a private jet.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a private
I'm
jet.
sorry.
This private
It's a private jet.
landed in this huge,
Landed-
lawn that we have here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as you know, you don't know about Lupe lives like.
Hey, no,
Like-
let's keep that on the
Hey,
low.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He's just messing around, man.
Yeah, I'm
Come on.
messing around.
But no, we've been having a blast, and we just thought we'd shoot like a couple of podcasts.
Yeah.
And just chop it up, let you guys into a little bit of our conversations.
And that's really cool because I think most people just, that you speak mostly online, you talk about fragrances,
Mhm.
but to actually meet guys in the community and actually just kick it off, that's
Yeah,
quite rare, I
absolutely.
suppose.
And talk about like life. Like that's
Yeah.
one of the things that you get to find out that when we interact on Fragcom, it's always this fragrance, that fragrance,
Yeah.
my SATD. But then there's a lot of shit. I mean, we're complete people, right?
Yeah.
We're not just made of fragrance.
That's
I
true.
mean, fragrance does not run through my veins, although it may seem like
It does.
But
But like,
I get it.
like most of our conversations, if you break it down, it's like, we talk about fragrances, we talk about other things that we do like,
Yeah.
be it fashion or something related like that. But at the same time, we also talk a lot about politics,
Politics,
Yeah.
life, social
lifestyle,
issues.
whatever,
things that we
private
come across.
situation, whatever,
Yeah.
exactly, and just
Yeah.
because I trust your opinion, I really value
I
what you
trust and
say,
value
and,
your opinion as
and that's
well.
really important to me. So I have to talk about.
Like minds,
Yeah,
But this episode, let's talk about watches.
cool.
That's a good place to start.
Good
That's some. I think the first thing is that a lot of people who are into the fragrance community. Let me start off with this. My general thought is, I talk a lot about balance in life.
Yeah.
You hear me bring that up
Oh,
a lot.
for sure.
As I've matured, as I've gotten older, I've realized that being too extreme is not the way to go. One of my favorite quotes in one of the Star Wars movies was, I think it
Luke,
was.
I am.
No, Luke, I am your father. No, it was only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Ah, yeah.
And I think that's something that you see in a lot of cultures. If you look at I think like westernized cultures or westernized religions, and especially Judeo-Christian religions, deal in absolute good versus evil.
Yeah.
But for example, I was born in Nigeria, and a lot of like indigenous religions don't really deal with good versus evil. It's like there is life, everybody has good in them, everybody has evil.
Yeah.
Same thing with Taoism. A lot of Eastern, a lot of world religions believe in this concept of having balance.
That's it. I mean, if you look at the yin and yang circle,
Exactly.
it's an interconnection between the two. You can't have one
Without the other.
There's no good without bad. In
Bad.
fact, if you have one extreme, it counterbalances the other
The
side.
other. Exactly.
Everything
You're
goes upside
out
down.
of whack. And
You need
that's-
both.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
need both. So bringing that back to being in the fragrance community, I think like sometimes people can be too obsessed over one thing
Yeah.
and they lose balance in life. So it's always good to have a lot of different passions
Definitely.
and indulge in it's life.
Keep it
There's
simple.
so much stuff in life,
Yeah.
you know. With fragrances, don't delve too much into fragrances to the detriment of enjoying and appreciating and tasting other things.
Take your time with it. Like I think that a lot we've seen this in the community, and it's fine. It happens to all of us. It happened to
Yeah,
me
it happens
certainly
to
as
me
well.
I know
We buy a lot of fragrances, and then all of a sudden we sell the entire range.
Of course.
But then realizing I still do like fragrances,
Fragrances.
and then you bring them back
Back
again.
and you bring it in a moderate
Yeah.
way.
But what I liked about, for example, like when you, I mean, this is a simple idea, but you just put it out in the community anyway. It's like having a limit of how many fragrances you have. I've been doing that for quite a while anyway. Like I have, let's say, 20. I don't go more.
Yeah.
If I do, then one has to go.
Then one has to go. Yeah, one in, one out.
That's it.
One in, one out.
It's a good way
Yeah,
to.
it's a good way to enjoy. You know, have a lot going on, and it really helps you be able to enjoy other things like watches
Yeah.
that we're about to talk about.
Oh.
So, watches. It's another one of my passions. I know it's a huge passion.
Yeah.
This guy is like a watch guru. He's one of the guys that I go to for my information about watches. You're also a watch bullshit spotter because you know we meet people day to day who quote unquote have knowledge, but they put a lot of bullshit. And one thing that Asin does is that Asin will like, yeah, I see, yeah. And as soon as the conversation goes, it's like that guy was bullshit. I smelled the oud.
The stank.
The stank of the oud.
I could smell it for miles away.
So Asim is really knowledgeable about watches.
Well, I try to be. I mean, the thing is about watches, there's so much new to learn, and you know, like it's like I just have a passion for it. I think it starts. You have something similar because my granddad he used to fix watch movements, and for me as a kid, I was just like, you know, what is going on here? He had all these little parts, and he was, you know, had that eye loop going on. He was really into it, and I was baffled by it. I was like, you spent hours on this. Play with me. Let's go out. Let's do something. You know. So you know, from an early age, I realized this is really special to him, and it means like this is his chill out. So he used to show me like things he was doing. I won't go too technical, but you know, he had balance wheel, sorts of things. He would just tell me what that is and all the parts and how he put it together and why he did that. It kind of lit this fire in me, thinking, hey, this is really cool.
This is some cool stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just a thing that tells time. I know a lot of guys are like, God, how much you spend on a watch? I know it's a lot sometimes. Some people do spend it just for one reason, to show off. But there are watches that, you know, just it has so much more to it. I mean, to think, and this is just my perspective, to think that a piece can tell the time so accurately without a battery, the technology of modern life.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the most fascinating things about, like, for example, if something happened and all the electrical, digital things went crazy in the world, watches are complicated pieces of equipment that will still function. Like you're talking of something that works, tells time very, very, very accurately. If it's a good watch, tells time very accurately. And it does not need any electronics, any digital reference, anything like that.
No modern influence.
That's
amazing.
Absolutely crazy.
And that's what I respect.
It's a huge thing. My fascination with watches. My dad always had a very expensive. I didn't know it was very expensive. He had a Breguet, and his Breguet has a tourbillon in it. Anybody who knows, like, any watch that has a tourbillon in it, this is big. I had no idea. Like as a kid, seeing him with like this watch, he didn't wear it every day, but he wore it a lot. And when I was a kid, my dad used to buy watches for me. Now this is the annoying thing. All the other kids used to get Jordans, Kobe's, Iversons. That's what I used to beg my dad to buy for me. My dad used to buy me watches, not expensive watches. Seikos, those beautiful stainless steel Seiko that he bought me. That was, even at my age, I knew it was nice. I ruined it because he told me it was scratch resistant. And I took it and scratched it against the wall, and it scratched.
Dad, you lied. The company lied to you.
I still remember that's the dumbest shit I ever did. But he obviously he knew that these are things that have more value than your shoes that you wear for a season and you throw them away. Although there's value in sneakers, I mean that's a whole other culture. I don't understand that, but I do respect. I do respect that culture.
I can't just anything because I mean we have people can look at our fragrance obsession sometimes.
Exactly,
You know,
and
it's
I
like
don't
you guys
understand.
say,
I
but
don't
there is
understand.
something to it.
Take a little sip of my protein shake.
Hey, this guy made an amazing protein shake. He's looking after me big time.
You gotta be healthy, man.
Exactly.
But I think that's where that was instilled in me, that a watch is an important thing
Yeah.
for a man.
Yeah.
And I think one of the beautiful things about watches is that there's a lot of jewelry out there for women. Women
Yeah.
are wearing bracelets, necklaces,
so many options.
earrings. They
A lot
have
of
so many
options.
options. It's so available to them,
Including watches.
including watches. For a gentleman. Now, you can be Flavor and have big clocks and 10,000 chains and Mr. T and 2,000 earrings. But for a gentleman, someone who really aspires to live a sort of moderate, classical, classy
Doesn't want too much.
lifestyle, doesn't want too much, wants the bare
As
minimum
natural as
that make a
possible, yeah.
really great statement.
Yeah.
A watch is a vital piece,
I think so.
and it's very, very functional. It just saves a lot. Like, like when guys are growing up, guys are like, I need to get a real watch. We're talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting because watch companies, they don't advertise to kids like that.
Yeah.
But you kind of just have that tick in your mind. When you get to a particular age, you're like, I need a watch. I don't know how it is or where it is that we get that from in our culture.
Yeah.
But every guy gets to the point, and if you're wearing, whatever sort of watch it was that you're wearing, as a kid, you're like, I need a better watch
That's
to
the thing.
show that I'm a man.
It's
It's like,
it's
I'm
an
now a
heirloom.
man.
You know what I
It's
mean?
an
It's an heirloom, but there's
It
nothing.
is.
The tech makes a really interesting advertisement saying, you never own a watch, you just merely prepare for the next generation.
Very true.
And it's very much like that. And I think that guys who do want to graduate in the sense that they now are serious, they know what they want to do in life, they want this career, do whatever decision they want to make. They would like to have a timepiece that they can say to themselves, this marks my beginning of something.
Absolutely.
And it's ironic that it's beginning because it's a time phrase,
Mhm.
and this is what it is essentially.
It's interesting because there are a lot of sort of poetic
Yeah.
correlations
For sure.
between, in terms of like, time is one of the things that we can't control.
Nope.
Like we master
Try.
everything, but time, time is undefeated.
Exactly.
It's basically, there are billions of humans that have fallen and time keeps on ticking.
Keeps going.
But we still have a fascination with it. And when you have a watch that's timeless, you have made, it's like an achievement. A
Yeah.
timeless watch is an achievement. So with me, those are the things that were instilled with me, like with watches. I think the first fine watch that I fell in love with, I would say, is the IWT 3714.
Yeah.
The reference
Portuguese.
Like before that, I felt like, I don't want to spend a lot. I'm not going to be spending like thousands of dollars and thousands of pounds on watches. So once I just have like a nice watch, just cheap, I was like, but when I really explored that watch and saw it, I was like, wow, there's another level
Yeah.
to this stuff, and it's worthy.
Yeah.
Like, this is a worthy level. It's not just that there's
Definitely.
another level, there is a worthy level. So those are just some of the things that got me into watches. Let me ask, what are your favorite watch companies? Just give me three. And not necessarily like the best that
Yeah, of
everybody
course.
talks about. Your personal favorite that speak to you, that you connect
Yeah.
to. And why are they
It's funny because when people ask what's your favorite car, people say, oh, Bugatti, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be realistic about it too.
Mhm,
I mean, obviously, if you have millions, by all means, have
Yeah.
a Bugatti. But again, for me, in terms of watches, it depends what I look for, and that's what I go for. Something that's unique, not too out there, something that speaks to me. So I will say, like, one of my favorite watches, and it's taken time for me to really appreciate it. I do like the Blanc Pain 50 Fathoms.
Beautiful.
I like dive watches.
And you do own a Black
Yes,
Farm
yes.
50 Fathoms.
I do.
That's like, if one amazing thing about watches is this: seeing pictures of watches
Yeah.
does not do the watch justice.
No.
There are no amount of angles or graphical,
Yeah.
additives and special effects that can help you appreciate
Exactly.
what it looks like, as we say, in the metal. When I saw your 50 Fathoms, I was like, this is impressive. But
Yeah.
why Blanc Pen and why the 50 Fathoms?
What I like about Blanc Pain is that it's a brand that's very niche in that sense.
Mhm.
It doesn't advertise itself too much. It doesn't go too far. Keeps to traditions. And the Blanc Pain 50 Fathoms specifically, it's a dive watch that's iconic.
Absolutely.
I mean, usually when people think about a dive watch, they think
You
about
got the Rolex.
the Rolex Submariner. Now that is a classic design, but that design is actually from the 50 Fathoms.
Mhm.
And I
So
want to
imagine,
get to the
as
roots.
iconic as the Rolex Submariner is,
Yeah.
this watch is more iconic.
It's the
And
Godfather.
It's the Godfather.
Yeah.
It's the precedent for the Rolex
That's the
Safari.
thing, and the fact that not many people have it is something I really like.
Mhm.
It's something that's me. I can go to places.
Absolutely.
Not everyone's like, oh, you've got a Rolex and think, that's just how it is. But I mean, that's why it's probably one of my favorite watches when it comes to like having a sportier watch. And then in terms of dress watch, um, I do like IWC. The funny thing is that 3714, which by the way, you own. Yeah.
You said IWC?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think in
right.
terms of a dress watch, like there are many big brands for dress watches, and obviously you know me, I'm a big Lange & Söhne fan, which is a German brand. It's very expensive, but then again, it's justified with the movement, so on and so forth. But that's something that maybe one day sort of thing. But in terms of something that's more attainable, I think IWC do make wonderful dress watches that appeal to me because I am a guy who likes that dress watch, but it has to have a sporty element to it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm driven towards like the engineer range, especially the vintage engineer range.
And that's an engineer. And you see, that's a beautiful one. That's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's
absolutely beautiful.
It's
Let
just.
me take a picture of that. Yeah.
So we can add it. I guess.
I'll take a picture. All right. No, but keep speak on.
Yeah, because
speak on
the beauty of it is that it's a dress watch. As in terms of looks, it tells the time and has the date function, but it was meant to be worn by scientists specifically, so it has more uses. It's more of a tool watch at the same time. So I could wear it with a suit, or after work, take the blazer off, unbutton your shirt, and all of a sudden you have a watch you can go out with.
Absolutely, very versatile.
That's it. I mean,
and also, it doesn't have much more than that you need.
Yeah.
Because, for example, you have people who wear pilots' watches are sexy. It has a history. It has but I'm not a pilot.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it around. I'm wearing a pilot's watch. It's a fantasy, but I'm not a pilot. But something like an ingenieur is really appropriate because it's made for people who would I say I don't say regular people, but it's just a little bit more appropriate for like a young professional, someone
I see that. Yeah.
you know,
it wants to be slightly
has what
different,
you need,
but
absolutely.
won't stand out in the crowd in the wrong way. Just he knows what he wants, and that's that. And then in terms of my third watch, and this is something we spoke about yesterday, because I'm on the lookout for something. Now, I don't have a brand that I respect so much for many reasons. This is Jaeger-LeCoultre. It's a fantastic brand, and I am very close to a position on a Reverso, which is a classic design. Iconic, a legendary watch.
Legendary.
And again, not many people.
An interesting story that I think a lot of people would be able to connect to with this. So, Ben Clymer, he's the proprietor of Hodinkee. Hodinkee is the biggest, Brendan, it's the most successful online blog for fine watches.
One of the main ones.
One of the main ones. It's the most respected.
I view it as number one.
Yeah. But I think like a lot of people, the prestige that they've been able to garner in a short time is prolific. Let's just leave it as it's prolific, and they're growing crazily. They're doing amazing things with it. So this is a guy that he's like the watch whisperer.
Yeah.
Listen to this guy when he talks about watches. So Jay-Z, very, very savvy guy. This is what I love about Jay-Z. He was going to the Grammys, I think it was 2014 Grammys, I think, 14. And so gives Ben Clymer a call and says, what watch should I wear? This is a guy who has access to everything. He can wear like the biggest, the blingy watch he can afford all that stuff. He can wear, he said, you're going to be wearing a tuxedo, you're going to be dressed sharp. He said, the number one dress watch is a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso.
He had it in gold.
In gold, and that's what Jay-Z wore.
And the most important thing to understand about Ben Clymer at Hodinkee is that he is not the kind of guy who likes blingy watches. He is a vintage watch connoisseur. He loves watches that are traditional.
Absolutely.
We respect watchmaking. He doesn't like watches just to show it off. So, and the thing is, what's interesting about them, you mentioning Jay-Z, is that obviously in that industry that he is in, usually the watches worn are the ones to show success in terms of money. Well, so this is really interesting that he goes to Hodinkee and then himself suggests that
and he
knows that there's another element of watch loving, which is having pieces that are iconic, that do not have to show up at all.
And it says, when you wear something like a Reverso, it says volumes.
Absolutely.
I mean, like, when you see someone wearing the reversal, like I told you, like, a movie that a lot of people know, the Thomas Crown Affair, Crown, I mean, that level of billionaire. His watch in Thomas Crown Affair was a reversal.
Yeah.
It was
And
a LeCoultre reversal.
Yeah. Most watch lovers who are very successful in life, whatever, they do wear brands that are not too out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have some who might wear Rolexes because they have the vintage pieces, which are absolutely stunning, but they don't wear it for the wrong reasons. I do like brands that are a bit more niche, and I love those because they have stories to them.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
movements are cool. There's something unique about. There's technology behind it for such a traditional sort of passion. So those are sort of the three watches that I'm really happy with now. But again, with fragrances, when you say what are your top three, it can change.
It can change. It can change. We're human beings. We're you know, our ideas are changing every day. So
it does. I mean, sometimes I look at a few Rolexes, like the Yachtmaster. I am a big fan of that with the platinum bezel.
That looked beautiful on
Yeah.
your hand. Like we went to a couple of places and we tried that one. It looked a lot better in person.
Yeah.
That we tried Submariner without the dates. I know the date just. I know date just. We also tried
The Sea Dweller.
The new Sea Dweller.
It's cool, but
of all the Rolexes, yeah, the Yachtmaster. That was
still,
best.
yeah.
That to my eyes, that was definitely the best. It's one that's definitely unparalleled.
But Lupe.
No. Let's.
Could you please? What about you? What about your
me?
favorite
Okay, so
watches?
my
top
favorite,
three right now.
My top three. Let's say my top three watch houses.
Yeah.
Let's start
That's an
with
easy
that.
one.
Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Haribo, Goldberg, look at that. It's just,
yeah, because I got a sweet tooth. Like, what
You
can
know.
you do? You know, got it.
Gummy bears on deck.
Yeah. But my favorite watch companies. I say my two favorites, and I'll say they're tied. Jaeger-LeCoultre and IWC. Those are my top two personal favorite. Jaeger-LeCoultre, because if you do, it's interesting because a lot of people don't really do a lot of research into why some companies are so heralded. I think because the big three, everybody hears about it. It's like the holy trinity. It's like AP, Vacheron, and Audemars Piguet. And it's
Tech as well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Patek, yes, I meant Patek, Vacheron,
Yeah.
and that's what I meant to say.
AP.
So, yes, AP, Vacheron, and Patek. Those are the big three. And I don't think a lot of people do too much research into why.
Yeah.
People just hear it, it rhymes, it's catchy, they've heard so many people say it over and over and over again that they stick with it. I think if you did a lot of research and you really understood watches, your appreciation, in my opinion, I mean, this is all my opinion, so okay, it's my opinion. In my opinion, Jaeger-LeCoultre is definitely up there. The only reason why Jaeger-LeCoultre might not be there, the only two reasons were because Jaeger-LeCoultre had a little bit of a dip. Like, I think they've gotten back up, so you can say that they've had a little. Patek has been like on top like forever.
Yeah.
AP has been on top. AP also is a house that has been family owned. It's the only house that has always been in the family.
Yeah.
You know, they haven't been bought by anybody. So that Vacheron is the oldest house ever. So there are all those reasons. But if you really do research, Jaeger-LeCoultre is right there with them. The only difference would be obviously aggressive pricing and those sort of things. But go do the research. I won't do it for you.
I just think another element is that Jaeger supplied movements to these big companies.
Yeah, they did.
Really important
they did to three of them, all three of them. So the house they're claiming that people are claiming to be the best. This is a house that has supplied engines to their watches.
Because
like they're respected that much by those houses.
That's what Jaeger is really famous for.
Let's go
Amazing
and get
movements
from. So to me, it's ridiculous to mention those three without mentioning Jaeger. And also one thing about AP that's very interesting that we discussed also, is that AP it's not knock on AP or anything like that. They're, in my opinion, a one watch house. In my opinion, the Royal Oak, the Royal Oak Offshore, that series, that's their bread and butter. If you look at a house like Jaeger-LeCoultre, you mentioned their reversal, but the Master Control series is also legendary. They're sports watches, they're chronographs. The thing is that they're more known for their expertise in everything than one area. Patek, obviously, Patek is just a beast mode.
Yeah.
The Calatrava is just, one of those things that people hand down.
Yeah.
That is, the watch that people hand down from generation
But the
to
funny thing
generation.
is, because I make a controversial comment, which is, it is shared with some others in the watch sort of industry or in the fan club, I suppose, is that Patek, I think, when it comes to Patek, if you do want to buy one of their complications.
Yeah.
That's where the
you're
value
right.
add is.
You're right.
But in
You're
terms of buying a Patek just for the time and date, it is very overpriced. What it is. Overrated. in fact.
Overrated.
This is when I look at, for example, a Master Control and think that is what a good time and date sort of watch should be.
Absolutely.
When it comes to that sort of intention of having a dress watch that you could pass on, that will age beautifully. And that's where the only criticism I have probably about Patek.
No, you're right. I think that their Nautilus, obviously,
that's
great iconic
beautiful.
watch, and their perpetual calendars like
Gerald-Genta.
Of course,
Gerald-Genta.
AP as well.
Yeah.
I mean, with the
It's like a perfumer and a
like
fragrance.
perfumer, yeah.
So Gerald-Genta is like a really good
Yeah.
watch designer who designed some of the most iconic watches: the Royal Oak, the Engineer for IWC, the Nautilus. I think recently I mentioned
the Hublot Big Bang.
Yeah, which is a bit of well, well, there you go. I mean, there you go.
Yeah. Let's not run on that parade.
We're not so sure about that.
It's overpriced and big though.
But the funny thing is, actually, because I was watching the current CEO of Hublot, and I think also the Volvo Tag, was actually the CEO of Blancpain, who made Blancpain. Again, we researched them, so I do respect what he says, but I think he did well for Blancpain, but then when he went to Hublot, I'm not convinced by his argument.
Let's just say it's for a different market.
It's a different market. It's for guys who've got a lot of money, who just want a bit of
one flash. I want to show that they have.
Go to the club and people so recognize. Oh, you've got a Hublot.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
To be sincere, a lot of times, that's another. We'll save that discussion for another part. But let me just finish. IWC.
Yeah.
I love IWC because they have a unique space in the market.
Yeah.
They make, like your Ingenue is a perfect example. That is a three-hand date watch.
Yeah.
But then there's something about the way they make their watches that it looks ultra masculine and very sporty, but doesn't go over the top.
Yeah.
They still they push it to the edge of still being classy and reserved, still being very modern. Yeah. And then they stop right there.
Especially most of the classic pieces,
They've nailed it absolutely. At least that's their DNA. They have some pieces that will appeal to other styles, but that is their DNA. If you look at something like a Master Control, Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control, it's more of an old-fashioned watch. It has that old-fashioned charm to it. It is timeless, but it has that old-fashioned vintage charm to it. And IWC is very contemporary. It's still timeless, but you still look like this is like a cool guy. A guy who's wearing a Master Control sometimes can look like this guy has an old soul.
Yeah.
That's
but it's funny because when I look at your Master Control, it is so modern but classic at the same time.
Yeah,
because, the current.
It's about timeless design,
And that's what it is. And I think that's one of the best things when you do look for a watch. Have a timeless design.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't go for fashion. Don't go for fashion like what that's like skeletonized, has this huge in your hand, because you're gonna like it for 2 years maximum, and you're gonna throw it. There's so many things in my life that I've collected along the way that I got because of fashions and fads, and I've completely discarded them. So from this point on, that's one of the things that I've learned, that you need to get things where talent and the last.
That's the best policy.
That's definitely the best policy.
It will make you happy on a sustainable basis.
Absolutely. For our last favorite watch house, I don't know. I don't really think that there's one that I'll put above the others. I like Lange & Söhne. I really respect what they do. How's like FP Journe. I don't really understand it, but I respect what they do. But it's like those IWC and Jaeger, those are my two favorites, and then there are just a lot of others that
competing
I
houses that you kind of
exactly, and it just depends on the watch but those are the two that I really connect to. I'd say probably I might say Patek because like the romanticism of Patek, how old they are, the tradition they have of passing watches down. There's an appeal that their watches have. It's quite artistic as well. Yeah, there's something about their watches.
They are. I mean, at the end of the day, Patek know what they're doing. They know who they are.
Mhm.
They don't go
They
away
don't
from
stray.
them. Yeah, that's
They
the most
don't
important.
stray, and they do it well.
Like they won't make clothing.
Yeah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. They're not going
I know
to
they've made cufflinks, but
yeah,
for
but
as gifts to
that's
their
just it.
clients.
That's just it. That's the limit.
Yeah.
But it's been a nice podcast. It's run a little bit long, but it's cool.
It happens, I guess.
We'll shoot another one. We'll wrap this one up for now. So we definitely enjoy watches. If you guys want to hear anything more about
Have
watches
questions,
or have
just
any questions, just
ask us. We're
ask us
cool.
in the-
Just
in the-
anytime.
in the-
I mean,
in the-
if you want to buy your first watch,
yeah.
have a very, like a specific budget, there are watches
There are watches
at
for
any budget.
any
Any
budget.
budget,
Like we
literally.
can go on and on about
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And we're happy to discuss
we'll
this
be
as
happy
well.
to
So.
discuss, yeah. But let's
For
wrap
now-
this up now, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. All right. Cool.
Don't know why I did that.
Yeah. Why did you do that? You
Bloopers.
just had to ruin the outro. Oh my goodness.